Welcome to Creative Living, where we help you live your most creative life. I'm Jane Klaus. The tax deadline is fast approaching, so we thought this would be the perfect time to check your financial health. But before we get started, let's see what we've got coming up on the show. We talked to a financial expert about the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to their money, and how entrepreneurs are helping to revitalize their community. Plus, Autotrader's executive editor plugs us into the benefits of hybrid cars. That and more on this episode of Creative Living.
Tax season is upon us, and there's no better time to get your finances in order. Joining us to talk about this is Cherise McKenzie, the president of Saturn Wealth. Hi, Cherise.
Hi.
It's great to have you here today. So tell us about Saturn Wealth.
Well, we are a completely independent full-service firm that specializes in retirement and financial planning. And we also have a fiduciary responsibility, which means we have an obligation to be in people's best interests. So essentially, it means we have to invest people's money as if we're investing our own.
So what type of services do you offer?
We are full service, so we do pretty much everything. So we help people a lot with Social Security because that's a big part of their retirement plan. We also do asset management if people want to be in the stock market and take on that kind of risk. And our biggest goal is always to help people have a very comprehensive, ironclad financial plan.
Cherise, tell us, what is the biggest mistake you see people make when it comes to their finances?
Well, oftentimes people focus on the accumulation aspect. They focus on growing and building their nest egg for retirement. What they don't think about or plan for is the distribution phase and how they're going to use that money and have it last for them throughout their whole retirement years. So we have access to some software that does a very comprehensive retirement plan. It's like 28 pages long, and it shows people their likelihood of success, factoring in everything in their situation of not running out of money, regardless of how long they live.
You also help people with their Social Security benefits. Can you explain that?
Yes, we actually do a lot of workshops throughout the community to educate people on Social Security and all of their options, because there are over 567 different ways to file for Social Security, and oftentimes people are leaving $100,000, if not more, on the table in unclaimed benefits simply because they don't know their best option. So we again have access to software that allows us to run a specialized report for someone to help them figure out exactly how and when to file for their Social Security to get the most money that they possibly can.
And you recommend getting a second opinion when it comes to our finances. Why is that?
Yeah, it never hurts to get a second opinion. People always do it when it comes to, an auto repair or a home renovation, but don't often do it when it comes to their finances. So oftentimes we can uncover hidden fees or the fact that people may be taking more risk than they were aware of, or that they're not diversified as they should be. So there's always something that people can learn, just getting an education about what they've been doing currently. And then they can know if they need to be doing anything differently.
Yeah, and can you help us get that second opinion?
Yeah, we do a lot of second opinions for people, and we do a lot of work through our nonprofit channel where we really focus again on educating people, and you have to know what you have been doing first, and then we can see if there's anything that you might need to change to be able to have the retirement that you've worked so hard to be able to obtain.
And we know so many people are switching jobs right now, so how should they handle their old 401ks?
Well, it's not generally advisable to leave an old 401k with a previous employer because you don't have any more control over it. They're still charging you to have it there, and you're really limited in your options. So you can roll it over into something like an IRA to get it back in your control and have unlimited options on anything that's available in the marketplace.
Great information, Cherise. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. If you'd like to meet with Cherise from Saturn Wealth to go over your options and what would be best for your unique situation, just head to her website.
In Oklahoma City, there's a creative venture that's allowing female entrepreneurs to start businesses, all while helping their community.
I am Brittany, and I'm the owner of Spiked, a coffee concept. Spiked Coffee is a coffee cocktail bar. We're actually the first in Oklahoma City. Almost anything you can order at Starbucks, you can get it here. The only difference is you have the option to spike it. Some people like vodka, some people like whiskey, some people like Kahlua, but whatever it is, we have it. COVID definitely identified the need for more black coffee in Oklahoma City. Currently, there are only 2 other black-owned coffee shops in Oklahoma City, and we are the only one that's kind of like in the the main hub of the East Side. And so my whole goal was to provide this side of town with opportunities that were not available prior to 2020.
My name is Kaya Pennington. I'm a partner here at Kindred Spirits. Kindred Spirits is a bar located in East Point. What inspired me was actually creating a space after my previous restaurant that I had in Deep Deuce called Urban Roots. I grew up in Northeast Oklahoma City. I'm actually third generation Northeast Oklahoma City resident. And I've traveled this corridor basically every day of my life, and it's looked the same way. So it was really exciting to have an opportunity to be a part of the first retail development to happen in my lifetime on 23rd Street.
Female entrepreneurship is important for us as women to be able to mold and mentor the next generation of young girls, because they have to see themselves in these spaces too. It helps them to know that these possibilities are open and opportunities are available for them as well.
It's great to be a part of this collection of women. We are all really good friends and have developed a really great working relationship that I think is really going to help East Point thrive long term. That's important also when you're in business, that you find a way to work together and to support each other.
This East Point development has been instrumental in helping to rebuild our northeast quadrant of Oklahoma City.
Traditionally, when you look at gentrification, it's not done by people in your community. We are making changes.
When you have the business owners that have been a part of the community before and continue to stay a part of the community, and then you have their generations of children and family members coming back and being a part of the growth, that's how you see the importance of these particular parts of our community and the revitalization thrive.
It gives the younger generation an opportunity to see older people reinvesting in their neighborhood, not just in a commerce way, but in service. We are all working to create a healthier community for our generation and the next.
This is now a destination, and that's the most beautiful thing and what makes me most proud of this community.
If you're passionate about it, if you love what you're doing, don't let anyone discourage you from following your passion and your dreams.
One easy way to help your financial health is to automate your savings. If you set up your paycheck deposits to automatically put a percentage into a savings account, it'll get you on the path to starting an emergency fund or jump-starting your investments. Stick around, there's more creative living coming your way. Electric, hybrid, plug-in. We break down what would be the best option for your family and the best way to get a home in today's market. If you're looking to sell your home, why pay for services that you don't need? At Revenry, they have a system that allows you to pick and choose only the services you truly need.
We never charge a commission for anything that we are doing to sell your home, and that's truly what provides great value and great savings for our customers. Through exclusive agency, it gives them the right to sell the home or find the buyer on their own without having to pay us a listing commission.
Hi, I'm Peter Hunt, and I'm CEO of Revenry.com.
I'm Charles Hampton. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Revenry. With our basic package, it's a great starting point for someone who is interested in maybe doing a for sale by owner. You get a distinctive yard sign installed in front of your home, and all contact from agents, interested buyers can be set up based on your schedule. If a buyer reaches out and is interested in the home, we have a phone system that is able to forward that caller directly to the seller as they come in. And so you're never going to miss an incoming inquiry about your property, so you can make sure that you're on top of everything that's going on with your listing.
When somebody says they want to make an offer, or more than one person says they want to make an offer, at that point in time you may want someone by your side, a professional that will advise you as you look at more than one offer or even just one offer. The next question obviously is then, well, now that I've got a contract, what are we going to do now? That's our contract to close package, and it takes you from the point of contract all the way to closing and make sure that all the details are taken care of by a professional, and you can kind of sit back and relax.
One of our most popular packages is our premium package, which builds upon the MLS listing that comes in the basic package. Big difference is it provides professional photography and showing it in the best light possible to potential buyers. That also package comes with installation of a lockbox, so you're able to show your home even when you're not there with other agents coming to take a look at it. And on top of that, we provide a home warranty during the listing time that it's on the market, so if anything happens to your home over that, it has coverage. Our Elite package is our most popular package, and it provides the most value to our sellers. It includes everything that is available in the lower tiered packages, but really adds in the key features that make Revenry such a great value. And some of those include our contract to close services, which basically take you from an offer coming in all the way through closing. It also includes pricing strategy to help you know where to come in and list, because the list price of your home is everything. You don't want to price yourself too low and leave money on the table, and you also don't want to price too high to where you may not get as much interest in your home. And so it's a key part of the listing process, and it's included in our Elite package.
But for those people that really want to look through that whole process, understand every single detail, and pay for only those things that they wish to pay for along the way at a fixed price as opposed to a percentage commission, there's only one option, and that's Revenry.
Gas prices don't seem to be lowering anytime soon, so this may be the time to consider a greener option. Here to talk to us about hybrid cars is the executive editor of Autotrader, Brian Moody. Hey, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's great to see you again. So let's start by explaining the difference between hybrid cars and a plug-in hybrid.
So they work on a similar principle. They both use a combination of gasoline engine and electric motors to move the car forward. A traditional hybrid, like say a Honda Accord hybrid, is a car that you just only put gas in. It uses electricity that gas engine generates to get great gas mileage, but you don't ever plug it in. A plug-in hybrid is the kind of car where you plug it into the wall or plug it into a charger, and it can run on electricity only for 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 miles, used only as an electric car. Then when that runs out, it starts to work like a traditional hybrid.
So is a plug-in hybrid an electric car?
It is for part of the time, so it would be more appropriate to call it an electrified car. So they take an existing gasoline-powered car, add electric components, the battery, the drive components, and then it becomes electrified. It is an electric car when you're driving it for those 30 miles. It only works on electricity. The result is you get amazing fuel economy, or if you have short errands every day, you're only driving on electricity with the addition of a gas engine if you want to go on a long trip.
Wow, that's so cool. Okay, so let's go a little bit further into plug-in hybrids. Are plug-in hybrids more expensive, say, than an electric car?
Plug-in hybrids aren't necessarily more expensive than an electric car, but they are more expensive than a traditional hybrid. So the way that you think about this in terms of the price hierarchy is traditional hybrid is going to be the most affordable. Plug-in hybrid is the next most expensive. All-electric car is the most expensive. Think like a Tesla or even some of the Hyundais that are all-electric. Those are more expensive typically than an equal car that's a plug-in hybrid.
All right, so who would you say is the best customer for a plug-in hybrid?
The best person for a plug-in hybrid is a person who has a short commute or who does daily errands around town, say school pickup, shopping, that kind of stuff. And that total round trip doesn't exceed, say, 20, 30, maybe 40 miles. I've driven a plug-in hybrid for about 6 months, and that's how I use the car. And I'm getting 80 miles to the gallon in a Volvo plug-in hybrid. That's pretty good gas mileage, but then when I do want to go on a trip, I have the same car at my disposal. I don't have to worry about charging up somewhere.
So let's talk about the traditional hybrid. Who is the best customer for that type of car?
The best customer for a traditional plug-in hybrid is a person who's a little bit more budget sensitive and who maybe has a long commute or who does a lot of driving, where the cost of fuel and the cost of the car are your primary constraints. So this would be something like a Toyota Camry hybrid, that kind of thing. You could even find a used Prius or something like that. That person would want a traditional hybrid because they're going to get great gas mileage for a very low price car.
Brian, thank you so much for all of that great insight. And if you would like more information, just head to Autotrader's website.
The quickest way to get into financial trouble is overspending. Now, it may not be what you want to hear, but setting a budget and sticking to it every month is one of the best ways to financial health. Don't go anywhere. Creative Living has more on the way. We talked to manual builders about the 3 questions you should ask yourself before buying a home, and a trip to Oklahoma Contemporary to see their state-of-the-art facility. Buying a home can be overwhelming. So before you start the buying process, Manual Builders shares the 3 questions you need to ask yourself so you can get the home that fits your needs.
My name is Missy Manuel and I'm co-owner of Manual Builders. My husband Greg and I have a residential building company that's been in business over 55 years. We focus on custom on your lot and residential in subdivisions, speculative homes. Our core values are community, integrity, and excellence, and those are really important to us. We believe and love people, and we love building homes, safe places for them to do life and make memories.
Manual Builders really caters to everyone. We have couples that come in and they're trying to downsize. We have first-time home buyers. We have families that are, they're growing. They've outgrown their first home and they're trying to build something that's going to fit their whole family and everybody have their own bedroom. We try to cater to all types of homeowners.
The 3 things that come to mind that a client should know about themselves when wanting to build a new home would be: 1. Do making decisions come easy to you? There are tons of decisions that will need to be made along the way, so knowing if you may need guidance will definitely help you find the builder right for you. 2nd, what is your lifestyle? How will the home contribute to your day-to-day life, and how will it enhance the way you function in the space? Lastly, what are your essentials? As in, what is your must-have list? What features and elements are important to you and will make your home unique to who you are and match how you live?
For homeowners that are looking to build a custom home, I would say that we are definitely a fit for you. We offer tons of options and everything is located in our design center, so that way it's a seamless and easy process for you and less stressful.
This may sound a bit unusual, but my absolute favorite space to design is the living room, primarily because it's the heart of the home and there are so many things to consider. Living rooms are used to entertain and socialize with friends, yet it's also a place of refuge for individuals and family members to rest and relax from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Elements such as lighting, views in and out of the space, and the overall layout are all important to making this space feel a certain way. Tailoring that correctly to each homeowner is always very important to me.
It's so important for us to connect with the homeowners on a personal level, so that way we can really understand how they live and what they need in their new home.
I would think that anytime someone decides to build, they're really looking to create their forever home. Something that really speaks to who they are and something that they can create that really works well for their family and their way of life.
When a customer walks into their home for the first time, I want them to be able to see the craftsmanship, and I want them to feel like they're walking into their dream home for the first time.
There's more to come on creative living, so stick around. We take you to Oklahoma Contemporary for a tour of their new masterpiece, Folding Light. We head to Oklahoma Contemporary to see their Folding Light facility and learn about the inspiration behind its architecture.
The building is called Folding Light because it's the result of how the skin is designed and clad on the exterior of the building. We were looking for a way to make this notion of capturing the light truly real. And the way we did that was to not have a smooth surface that would be mirror-like. We really wanted it to be not a reflective surface, but a surface that would capture and hold the light. And the way to do that was to fold the surface so that it would allow it to hold the light itself. When it's folding, it is holding the light. And as the sun moves around, the light changes. In a folded position, one surface gets a bright light, one surface gets shade. And so those experiences, those changes that go on the exterior of the building as a result of the sun moving, give it its spirit, give it its life. And early on in a sketchbook notion, I was just thinking about what do you do to encourage a building, help a building to capture this light? What do you do? And the way you do it is you try to make the surface not reflective. And so the idea, what if we folded the surface? What if, can we fold the surface and allow the sun to softly change as the sun moves past it and around it? And the folded surface allowed us to do that. We needed to build a building that really did have a spirit and a sensibility to it that would be something that you would remember. And so all of that has to be constructed. And so you have to put all of those pieces together. And the construction part of it, underneath the skin, is far more complex than what you see on the surface. I hope that the message that comes from people coming to the building or touring the building or seeing an exhibit or something like that is optimism. That life is a great thing, and that the arts contribute substantially to how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about our families, how we feel about where we are and the location that we are and that sort of thing. And so that optimism, that's what architecture really is a outward symbol of optimism. And I hope that those that come here are also inspired, that if they come in the morning and they see the building turning orange or pink or whatever the case might be, that they think, wow, that is so cool. And so I'm hoping that over time, people will begin to discover these little things that go on that make this building particularly special, make it fit this place, that they can share with their children and say, this is why it is what it is.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Creative Living. I'm Jane Klaus. We'll see you next time.